Hello everyone, this is G331979 here. And this is going to be kind of like a part 2 of the video I uploaded yesterday called, the video I uploaded yesterday was called Non-Whites are Field Negroes, whereas whites are house Negroes. Well, it's kind of like a part 2 of this. And this is the explanation for that gentleman, I forgot your name, but you know who you are, that asked me, why would, white men run to MGTOW, knowing that the system that was built on melanated men's backs throughout the Americas and pretty much the whole planet, to help to infrastructurize, institutionalize racism and white supremacy. I'm going to explain that to you because actually the video I uploaded yesterday about the blacks, Asians, Hispanics, and etc. are the field Negroes, whereas the whites are the house Negroes. That's the first part of it. So you guys that didn't got a chance to watch it, black or white, watch it. Please watch it. It's not an insult. So I'm going to explain why they ran to MGTOW. They ran to MGTOW for the first time out of a knee-jerk reaction subconscious. Now, a lot of them were influenced by black men. No offense to a lot of my white male friends and associates, but it is true. And their main objective was not to try to commercialize it. It got into commercialization when a couple of idiots on YouTube, you guys know who they are, saying that, oh, we created MGTOW. Like, no, you didn't create MGTOW. You hang around with a couple of black folks in the past and realize what they were doing, and you try to emulate from them, and look what it turned out in the last 7 years. Something that's been done for decades, if not over a century, for black men alone in the South, and then up north after the civil rights movement around the early 70s, like the last, say, 44 years. They did this because of a culture shock. They did this because they ran away from the system backfired them. Like I said, it doesn't make no sense. It still actually technically don't make no sense for them to even run away from their system. If they want to, they could fucking check their women back in their place overnight. But I'll tell you the main reason why they ran. And it's no offense, but it is what it is. Let me show you. I'm not going to play the video. I recommend everybody to watch this. Watch this video. I'm not lying. I'm about to watch it. I haven't got a chance to watch it. I just got a confirmation of my email on it right now. Mad Bus Driver. I encourage every black guy, MGTOW, Itmore, Red Pill, wherever. Either you practice those philosophies or not. Watch this fucking video. You're going to learn a lot of shit from this dude. He picks my brain and takes ideas out of my brain and projects in a good video. I gotta give mad respect for Mad Bus Driver, because pretty much I've been saying and thinking and saying this shit for fucking years and people don't pay attention. Go watch that video. Matter of fact, I will post that link on the bottom. It's because they're women when they opt out from the white male system. Now, let me remind people that a lot of unattractive white women are still involved with the feminist movement. Mostly attractive white women are not involved in that shit. They like the perks of male patriarchy. They love it. It is what it is. Most women love it. It's that simple. She plays her role, he plays his. The problem is, he wasn't playing his role as a man in a household. And the problem is most of these suckers, because that's what most of you guys are in MGTOW. And I'm not talking about black men, I'm talking about white MGTOW. Most of you are suckers. Most of you. I'm not saying all, but most. You didn't stand up yourself as a man. You did not project the masculine energy. So what she did was the next best refuge for a white woman. Let's be real. The next best refuge for a white woman, if it's not from a heavy melanated Latino or Hispanic male, they go for the next best thing. Black man. Doesn't matter he's light skinned, doesn't matter he's red bone, doesn't matter he's dark skinned, or fucking brown skin, or carpet tone, or whatever. She's going after that brother. And like I said, 70% of you are at an all-time low, and you're being replaced by heavy melanated men. Either indigenous blacks that's living here, as well as indigenous Mongoloid American, mainly Hispanics. That's what your ancestries are, Hispanics. You need to learn your real history, but I digress. Are being replaced by one. I live in New York. I live in New York, and I'm telling you right now, throughout New York, and went from New York State itself to Long Island, I guarantee you, 9 out of 10, you go see a white woman with either a heavy melanated, dark skin, or brown, or red carpet tone, or caramel or mocha tan color Hispanic or black male than a white dude any day. Hell, even Asian men start getting with white women more than Asian women get with white men. The only women you see white men are with besides his own woman is predominantly dark-skinned black women. And they start telling him what to do. Yeah, they start bitching him out. So he's not accustomed to going through this shit, because normally in history, white men don't go through this shit with their women. Well, if you look up the introduction of the women's rights movement, started in Western Europe about 153 years ago. And when that was losing momentum, fast forward to 1890 to be exact. You can go ahead and Google this. They started the feminist movement in Western Europe. So Western Europe been plagued with the feminism from 1890 to 2015. Non-stop. And that's not counting the women's rights movement prior to that. Now, that's why Western Europe, there's a lot of simp-ass white men. I keep it real. I know people that live there. They tell me this shit every day. I get into chat lines. I get into a video phone call chat on Skype or G+, and they tell me everything about this shit. America only went through this shit for fucking 51 years. 51 fucking years. They crawled up in our philosophy because they didn't have a philosophy of their own to solve their own issues. They never have. Every time, and I'm going to say this, hey, I even got white friends that's telling me this. Every time, they tell me, look, dude, every time you guys do something, say my people have to go up there and hijack it and then take credit for something, and fuck it up and take credit for something that you black guys did better prior to them getting involved with it. And that's true. They turned MGTOW into a title. It's not a title. It's a way of life. It's a philosophy. Why you think most black women didn't even know what MGTOW was? She should regurgitate what her man said. I'm going my own way. That's it. And you know the stories. Once a man said that to his black man said that to his black woman back in the day, he was done. Like my mother told me a long time ago, hey, you know, you want to know what happened between me and your father? You ask your father. He went on his own way. I don't know what the fuck that means, but motherfucker black man do that all the time. I don't get it. He went on his own way. But I give my mother credit. She never restrained me from seeing him. So I saw my father almost every day, more often than most kids. I know plenty of kids when I was growing up only saw their dad once a week, if not once every 2 weeks. My mother never put my father through visitation. My mother never put my father through child support. So I had the privilege to see my father almost every day, and whenever my father could give out money, you know, to take care of my needs financially, he did. But these guys, most of these guys never experienced that. You know, they wasn't accustomed to that. They dealt with their women, treated them like shit every fucking day. Every fucking day, they ate it up. Now they hit a tipping point. Now most of these motherfuckers are not even married. Most of these motherfuckers never been divorced. They never had children. And all you hear them bitching and ranting about white women, treat them like shit. But the funny thing is, those exact same white women that end up with black men or Hispanic men, they don't have no. Those men don't have no complaints. And I know some cases, yeah, granted, you know, everybody's gonna go through a breakup. Black man break up, move on to the next bitch. No complaints from the second girl. Happily ever after. That's why they joined MGTOW, because this is their own interpretation of happily ever after. They couldn't coin up they philosophy. We think the term sipping came from. We think the term mangina, pussy hound, pussy bagger came from. Because don't forget, in history, a lot of white men were known for being overly chivalrous and more of a pussy hound and pussy beggars. So my thing is, how could you be the so-called dominant society where, from throughout most of the history, you were overly chivalrous, pussy beggar, simp, and a pussy hound, and pussy whip? This is not an attack. I'm just telling you, go ahead and look up and learn your history. I wait. So for those that want to know why white man ran to MGTOW, because they couldn't come up with their own philosophy and how to solve their own problems with their own women, which was at their fucking damn doorsteps. It all has to do with testosterone. And since not all, but most, majority of you are losing testosterone in an alarming rate. That's why you're not reproducing male children, let alone any children for that matter. It's a sad rate going on for you. It is not pleasant. That's why they increased the immigration in Europe. Why do you think they increasing the immigration in the United States? They try to replace the white buffer class men. They could care less about the women. You know, usually the case goes is wherever you have one group of people get involved interracially, you have like two separate groups that would, like, say for example, black and white. They at least have another set where both groups match with each other based on their tribe, and they keep the tribe alive. So for every one person, say for example, that date out and date something different and to genetically breed with them, that tribe incorporate another member of the exact same tribe to breed that exact same race. You get what I'm saying? So it kind of balance. They try to even it out. You're not giving it even it out. You're giving a landslide of you being bred the fuck out. And not to mention, they don't have the sexual prowess or the sexual desire for their women no more. They're not interested no more. You really want to know the real truth? I'm not being insulting to you. You don't have the desirability as a man anymore. It's that simple. You lost touch with reality when it comes to being the man to your woman. Like I said, you know, the United States was built on the backs of melanated men, not white men. You play the house Negro role, while all the non-whites play the field Negro role. And now this is your first time being a field Negro, full time this time. It's a cultural shock. So you're going to get that knee-jerk feeling. And guess what? You reap what you sow, and what comes around goes back around. And you might as well get used to it, because it's not going away anytime soon. This is G331979 here, and this video is called The Real Reason Why White Men Went to MGTOW the first place. I'm out. Stay tuned.